Heidi-ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn, and you can tell I've been shopping. I went shopping over at the Albertsons. They were the winner of the day when it came to the deals, so I did not travel all around in my little circle. We just hit up the Albertsons Safeway because it's senior discount day, so I knew I was getting an extra 10% off. I had some great coupons, some digital deals, and let me tell you, we made out like bandits. Absolutely. So let's get into it. Let's get into my grocery haul and see all of my terrific bargains. For those of you who are new here, hi and welcome. And I'm Shorty Vaughn. We are a family of 5, all adults. Myself and my husband, my sister Melissa, my sister Sherry, her husband Danny. We also have 2 dogs, Hazel and Boots. And we have 2 feral cats, F. Scott Fitzgerald and Morse, and we just have all the things going on. Today it is human food only because we did get a Chewy delivery for the dogs and cats earlier in the week. So yay, right? Everybody's been taken care of. That's what I like. I went shopping over at my Albertsons, a digital deal. They had ground beef on sale for $2.97 per pound. So I got 16 pounds of ground beef. Yeah, I couldn't beat that with the steak. So that is one of my stock up items. I will divide these. Now, in the past, I divided them into 1-pound portions for when I was serving 3 people. So now that I'm serving 5 people, I'm going to divide them into 1.5-pound portions. And then I'm going to get my vacuum sealer out, give them all a zip, 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 and yeah, have those, for a stock up. You know, hard times, good times, party times. You don't know what's around the corner. I like a good stock up. Yay, hooray. Also on sale were the Coffee Mate creamers. And so we did get a 0 sugar Coffee Mate hazelnut. That is much coveted. I got one of the last 2. So I took one, left one for somebody else, you know. I also got the 0 sugar Italian sweet cream. That one is my favorite. So yay, hooray for those. I think those were $1.99 each, so more than half off. I can get behind that. Yay, hooray. I also got a spiral sliced ham. It's a signature select. It's fully cooked. And this one is about a little bit over 10 pounds. I don't mind that the bone is in there because after we enjoy the ham, I will use that bone to make a nice pot of beans or split peas or something delicious. I don't mind the bone at all. As far as I'm concerned, I count that bone as an extra bonus meal. So that will just be fantastic. All right, what else did I get? Got a 3-pound bag of yellow onions because, you know, you need the things to make the meals. Frozen vegetables were on sale for $1.47 per bag. So I did get a bag of winter mix vegetables, chopped broccoli, another chopped broccoli, Asian style vegetables, a spring mix vegetable, and peas and carrots. So we got some veg. That's really nice. In our fresh veg, I did get 5 pounds of the Pink Lady apples. These were on sale for 77 cents a pound, and that is a great price for Pink Lady apples. I love a Pink Lady. I love a Honey Crisp. I love a Cosmic Crisp, and pretty much those are my 3 favorite apples. But I'm not really one to say no to any apple. You know, I've never met an apple I didn't like. But that's a great color. Look how, yeah, that's red and shiny. Looks terrific. Got to get my veg all washed up and put into the refrigerator. I also got celery. Fantastic. Look how good it looks there on the bottom. The celery is going to last a long time. I'm going to wrap it up nice and tight in aluminum foil to keep that delicious for as long as humanly possible. I also got this terrific looking cabbage. Look at this baby. It's almost as big as my head. Now the last few times I bought cabbage, they've been itty bitty teeny tiny. But this one, it's a big sucker. On sale for 99 cents. And again, I always look at the cut mark. How oxidized is that? It's a good indicator to me on how long that is going to last in my refrigerator. But honestly, we eat cabbage so fast. It is so versatile. You can make a coleslaw. You could make a chopped salad. You could serve it hot. You can serve it cold. I like it. Hazel, yeah, she likes it, I think, better than me almost. Oh, I was cutting it the other day. We had a little braised cabbage, and she was crying until I gave her a piece, and she ran off with it. The weird thing about Hazel is that she likes the core the best, and I'm thrilled about that because that reduces, potential waste. Well, we don't really waste it because I put the core in the compost pile, but if somebody actually physically likes to eat that chewy core, I'm pleased as punch with that, baby. That's what I got to say. We took a little detour down the Hispanic foods aisle because I needed some sweet basil. I also needed some oregano for mixing up a new batch of Italian seasoning. Yay, hooray. They had Kellogg's products on sale at Albertsons, so I did get Andrew some Fruit Loops. These were $1.47 for a 9-ounce box. And then he also got some Apple Jacks because he's a big kid at heart. He's like a 12-year-old boy shoved into a grown man's body. I'm not fighting him on that. He says he doesn't like all the crunchy granola cereals that I buy, and that he wants Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. And you know what? That's what he likes. So I just indulge him, and I love to indulge him because he's my special guy. I got a can of brown sugar Signature Select baked beans. That's for tonight's dinner. We'll talk about tonight's dinner here in a minute. I also got a little bit of granulated garlic because I finally ran out on my big old Costco tub, and I don't have anybody going to the Costco anytime soon. But I had to make sure that this was a product of Gilroy, California. Hello, Gilroy. Thank you for the garlic. All right, so we've got some granulated garlic there. We've got some pineapple slices. That's also for tonight's dinner. One of the manager's specials this week was whole cranberry sauce, 99 cents per can. I'm telling you what, that beats the Dollar Tree all the heck. And it's also ocean spray. Got myself some name brand cranberry sauce. I did load up on 5 cans. They had 2 more cans. I saved those for somebody else just in case they like it as much as me. But we eat a lot of cranberry sauce. I like cranberry sauce, not just with turkey, but I think it goes great with pork. I think that a little bit of cranberry sauce, I put a little bit of walnuts in there, maybe a little feta cheese, maybe a little chopped celery, make it into like a little relish. I think that's great on a sandwich. I think that on a turkey sandwich, oh, hot diggity. Next to roast chicken, you can do, that's not just for the holidays. That's not just a holiday stock up. 5 cans probably won't even take me through to the holidays. But I got what I got, and I'm happy for that stock up. Yay, great. Also low on vinegar, so I got an apple cider vinegar, and I also got a red wine vinegar because it's an extra 10% off on senior discount day. So yay, hooray. I got a few extras, a few stock ups. Also stocked up on the Sweet Baby Rays. Now these were on sale for $1.99 per. They also had Kraft on sale for $1.94 per, and so for a few cents less, I could have gotten the Kraft product, but for a few cents more, like 4 cents more, hello, I'm gonna get the Sweet Baby Rays. The sizes were exactly the same, and honestly, I prefer the Sweet Baby Rays to the Kraft. If you put a gun to my head, but honestly, we love barbecue sauce. We love Bullseye from the dollar store, but we weren't going to the Dollar Tree, and I'm almost out of barbecue sauce, which is almost an emergency situation over here. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Can't let that happen. My score of the day, though, I got 2 dozen eggs. It was limit to $2.47 per dozen. Yay, hooray. They also had a manager special on the Pearl Milling Company Complete Pancake Mix. This is not something that I use very often, but I really wanted it for my pantry because you can use this to make waffles. You can use this to make biscuits. You can use a sweet biscuit nonetheless, okay? Whatever. But it's a complete baking mix. All you have to do is add water to this, and you've got some pancakes, you've got a waffle, you've got whatever it is that you need. There's all kinds of directions on here. But if you've ever been to pearlmilling.com, they have recipes and recipes and recipes for using this in all kinds of different ways. I love to go to the manufacturer's websites and get all of the tips and tricks and what have you. Just like, anybody ever buy Heinz 57 in the glass jar and you're shaking it and shaking it, never seems to come out? If you turn the bottle and you look where it has Heinz 57 embossed on the glass, it's raised up a little bit. If you tip the jar and you knock your hand right against that number 57, ketchup comes out a lot easier. Just saying. Got little tips and tricks that you can learn from the manufacturer. They sometimes also have great coupons. I will get on the mailing list. Now I have a mailing list email that I use specifically for those kinds of things, so they're not junking up my inbox. But yeah, a secondary email where I'm getting all of those, manufacturers' coupons, tips and tricks, product updates, what have you. I want to know, baby. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. So deli shaved Black Forest ham. This was also a manager's special. They only had 2 left at $1.99. So we did get those. These are the 9-ounce packages. And yeah, Danny was my chauffeur and my grocery assistant today. So he really wanted those. But the one that was on sale was the Land of Frost Black Forest ham and Black Forest white turkey. The 1-pound package was $4.99. And I like this because it's a variety. And I just think that that's delicious. And a little bit of turkey. Yeah, I like a little bit of turkey. I like a little bit of ham. I like a little bit of rice. Last thing that we got that we did pay full price for, yeah, is the no sugar added hot chocolate Swiss Miss mix, because we are still having cooler evenings and we all enjoy a little bit of hot chocolate, after dinner, watching TV, that kind of thing. So today I bought all of these groceries for $102. I actually saved with coupons, digital deals, and my 10% seniors discount, $110, a 52% savings. Yay, hooray, hot diggity, and yippee skippy. Now for dinner, what we're going to do is we're going to have this ham for dinner. I'm going to go ahead and crack this baby open. I'm going to pour that pineapple juice all over it. And then I'm going to set it in my oven on warm. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. So we eat about 7 p.m. So I'm going to set this in my oven at about 250 degrees with that pineapple juice. Just wrap it up in aluminum foil so it stays moist and delicious. And we're simply going to have that ham. Now we have some potato salad in the refrigerator from the other day. We have this can of baked beans. And what I've started doing with these cans of baked beans is adding a can of Great Northern beans to it, or cannellini beans, to stretch it out, because it's very saucy and it has a lot of sugar. But stretching it out with an extra can of beans for 5 people, everyone's still got enough sauce. It's still got all the taste and all the deliciousness, but it's just more spread out throughout the entire meal. Stretching that to feed 5 people, because this was $3.49 for a 28-ounce can. And we really like ourselves some beans over here. So if I add a 12-ounce can of Great Northern beans to it, it's a little less sugary. It stretches it out a little bit further. And honestly, we have all preferred it just a little bit on the lesser side. So we're going to have the baked beans. We're going to have the warmed up ham. This is already cooked. We're going to have the potato salad. We've got some delicious cucumbers and tomato slices. We have pickles. And I'm telling you what, we got potato chips like nobody's business. We did not do Market on the Move this week because it was a lot of potato chips. And honestly, we do not need any more. We are all stocked on junk food. In fact, the amount of junk food that we have in this house is yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. They like their tasty treats. I'm telling you what. I just try not to look. I just put my blinders on and keep on keeping on. Oh, hey, I found my earring, by the way. What else? Oh, Carol. My friend Carol wanted to know how I got my dog to drink out of the doggy fountain. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. Carol, what I did was I got my doggy fountain and I took it apart and I washed it really, really well. And this is fresh out of the package. So I washed it really, really well. I put water in it and I put it down on the ground. And Hazel looked at it and looked at me like, huh? What? And so she needed a little lesson. So I have to tell you that I got down there on my hands and knees and I was the first person to use it. And I did just kind of like pantomime how to lap at the water. I didn't really get any in my mouth, but it was nice and clean and had never been drank out of by a dog yet. So that is how I got Hazel to drink out of it. And once she saw me do it, it was a monkey see, monkey do kind of a situation. And yeah, she loves I have 3 set up now. I have one on this side of the house, one on the other side of the house, and one outside. And she just takes her turns drinking out of all 3 of them like it's her own little special soup. I don't know. They're pretty easy to clean, and she's enjoyed it. And so yeah, that's what's going to be for dinner, kind of like a picnic plate with the ham. And then we'll have hams for the sandwiches for the rest of the week and through the weekend. Maybe ham for breakfast. I could get behind that. A nice piece of ham, some scrambled eggs that I got on a discount, maybe some fried potatoes or some fresh cut fruit or something like that. Hot diggity, I'm telling you what. Well, this is all of the things that I got for $102, saved $110. I think I did pretty well. All the food groups are covered pretty much. We still did not buy bread because I have bread in the freezers and we got to eat through some of this stuff. That's the plan, man. It's just to, just keep rotating it through. First in, first out kind of a situation, except for the ham because we were all in agreement that sounded delicious for tonight. Plus, it's only going to be 80 degrees today, so we don't mind having the oven on for a little bit more extended period of time. Otherwise, this baby, if it was the height of summer and it was, 120 degrees outside, would be going into the crock pot. Just saying. All right, my lovies. Well, I think that's it. I think I got all my stuff. And yeah, that hamburger, that's a great stock up. Yeah, that's almost, that's a little bit over 16 pounds of hamburger at $2.97 per. I think that's fabulous. Yay, hooray. All right, I'm sending y'all best wishes for all of your bargain hunting. Big old smooches, huge squeeze-a-ronis. Be good, be careful, look both ways. I'll see you next time. Bye now.